10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello everyone, this is Chris Rennirt from Space Jockey Reviews, here today with a very special guest, Missy Dawn, who is Pig Girl in the movie by the same name, Pig Girl. And I am here today at the Fright Night Film Festival and Horror Convention, and I thought what a great opportunity to interview Missy while I'm here. We're out in the hallway here at the Galt House Hotel in Louisville. And how are you today, Missy?
I'm awesome.
All right.
I've had a fantastic day so far. So many cool things right here in the Galt House at Fright Night Film Fest. Our movie Pig Girl screened today at 1:45, which anytime Pig Girl screens, I love it because someone's playing our movie that we've worked hard to produce and get out there. So I love that. And I just saw a panel with Don Shanks, who's Michael Myers, and that was badass. So we've had a great day here. It's Saturday, and tomorrow will be our last day at this convention, but it's really been a pleasure to be here, and I'm glad they're having us. Razor sharp.
Yes,
glad they invited us.
I was sitting right next to you at the panel, and I agree. It was definitely badass for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always love hearing like people's stories from movies and behind the scenes stuff. I think, you know, as a producer of movies, independent movies, or any, it doesn't matter what your budget is, but it's always interesting to hear how the actors, you know, get into character, or, you know, some funny pranks that they play,
right,
or different kind of things that they had to deal with on those sets, because that kind of makes it a little fun to hear those little anecdotes.
Yes. Especially if you're a filmmaker, it's just neat to hear all of those experiences and compare them to what happens to you on the set.
Yeah.
And even as a film reviewer, which is mostly what I do, I love to hear the process of the films being made also. Okay, well, we are certainly going to talk about your role as Pig Girl and the movie, but first I would like to ask you how you got into acting.
Okay, well, when I was younger, I went to Christian school, and we didn't have that many electives to choose from. So you could do art, I wasn't artistic, or you could do drama. So I picked drama, and then once I got into it, I really liked it. I really liked being on stage and things like that. But the only thing I had ever done before my first role in a film was, you know, basic school plays. You know, nothing major. I did enjoy them, but it wasn't serious or anything like that. And my first role was in Zombie Babies, and I went out for it. I went and auditioned. One of my friends had helped produce Pork Chop, and he was like, hey, you know, they've got this movie that's going on right around in West Virginia, and you should go out for it. Like, it's going to be awesome. There's going to be so much cool stuff happening. Like, go ahead and, you know, go for it and see what happens. So I went out for it, and I actually, I got the part.
Okay.
Jackson, hey, he's with, come here.
Yeah.
You can bombard the interview. Speaking of Zombie Babies, come here. This is totally random.
Okay.
Hi, baby.
Hello. My co-star in Zombie Babies.
Yes, from Zombie Babies.
Dean Stark. And that's so funny that you just got here now. I'm so excited to see you.
I brought some beer.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so that's good. I was running, yeah. So that's.
Well, he's asking me about when I went out for the role, and I was telling him that one of the producers for Pork Chop told me about the role.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me to be in Pork Chop, but I couldn't. I was working, and I was in college, and it just didn't work out. But I went out for Zombie Babies, and I got cast, and I was so excited to be a part of like an independent horror movie, which I love horror. I always have ever since I was young. And what? They're filming this? Like, in West Virginia, and it's something that I can be a part of, and I'm gonna be acting in a real movie.
Well, from day one though, you weren't just like one of the actors. You fell in with the crew, with
Right.
the production, and lots of holes of things that needed to be done. This one was filling a lot of those spots, which obviously led to a lot bigger roles for you off camera
Right.
later on. But even from like from the very beginning, I mean, you spent the entire first day on set cooking.
I did,
Just
yeah.
doing like things that like a lot of people who were like a lot of actors wouldn't think to do, wouldn't see that hole and try to fill that you did. You were just like, oh, that needs to be done. I'm gonna go do that, which was amazing from the very beginning. You did that.
Well, I mean, if someone hands me pork chops, I'm gonna cook them.
You did.
And there was
You did.
we actually, I know it's cheesy, but there was some, and we.
Not really designed for the.
No, but you do what you can. It's low budget, and the best thing to do is usually spaghetti. And there's just a lot of
Kroger had pork
spaghetti.
chops on sale, and that's probably
That's probably why it was
a
a manager special situation. Not because we want to give people diarrhea. It's just, it's gonna. You can only do so much with what you got, and we just try to make it work. But that was my first role, and that's really what got me into it. And like he said, I kind of after that got into the crew part of everything and the production side, and that's really what I am passionate most about.
Pig Girl is a sequel or maybe a spin-off of the Pork Chop movies, am I
Right.
correct? Okay, so give us a little background on the Pork Chop movies before we get into Pig Girl.
Okay, you want to take that?
No, go with it.
Okay, well, Pork Chop is a mad masked. What does that even mean? He's a pig-masked, chainsaw-wielding, backwoods redneck killer. I mean, that's what he is. And
Right.
nobody really cares about the backstory, but I guess there is one where, did he eat his pet pig?
I think yes. I think. That's
Yeah,
how
I think he, and his parents were shitty, and then he inadvertently ate his own pet pig, who was his only friend. Then he turns into this serial killer.
Well, and the first Pork Chop actually was set in the 80s.
Right.
And it was, I mean, what Eamon did, which is what, a lot of horror directors do, he just kind of paid homage to a lot of his favorites with that movie, like, a lot of his influences,
Right.
He threw a lot of those things in, a lot of his favorite
Like,
directors
there's
and
a damn
writers.
robot in it.
Yeah, there's
Why? Because it's awesome, and
there's a
it's
robot
set in the 80s.
in a horror movie set in the 80s.
Well, that reminds me, when I was looking at the pictures on the back
saw.
of one of the Pork Chop movies, or maybe it was on your Facebook page, I saw a robot
Yes.
in the woods, and I wondered what that was.
Because reasons?
Because
Okay.
he's
Okay.
probably screwing a girl, and
okay.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Things happen.
Yeah, okay. well,
But, like the robot thing, and there's, camping in the woods, and like a cheerleader, and it's a really.
It was one of those just old school 80s slasher, camp style.
Campy.
Yeah, camp. But it was exactly what, the intent was for it to be. It was.
okay.
It was
And-
always supposed to be. It was always supposed to be
Right.
Cheesy.
as much fun as it was supposed to be. As the kill scenes when Pork Chop found you, were supposed to be pretty intense, and there's obviously enough
Yeah.
gore, but there was always supposed to be a lot of fun in the movie too.
Yeah, and Pig Girl, after Pork Chop, we made Zombie Babies, and that's when I came into it. And then we made Pork Chop 2, and that's really when I became involved with the production side of everything. And that's when the story kind of began to twist, and we added in a character that, at the end, without giving too much away, could be related to Pork Chop.
Yes.
Maybe. And it leaves you with some questions like, oh, wait, what? Why? Because we wanted to expand it. And anytime you're like planning a production or writing things, you want to leave a little room just in case.
Yes.
And if we're already making number 2,
Yes.
why not leave the door open?
The reception had been really, really good for Pork Chop 2. People liked the concept, people liked the film, people liked the character, and
It looked a lot better.
but Eamon didn't want to make Pork Chop 7 with a whole new cast of teenagers that the same guy kills in the woods. That was just, it played out. He didn't want to do that. So kind of took it in the new direction.
And then we got this idea, like, of course, if we're going to make a Pork Chop 3, it's got to be in 3D.
Yes.
And that was initially, I mean, we would have meetings and we set the budget low. I think we made it for $2,000, but the camera was the main issue. And because if we were to write out, if we were to buy it, it would have been $5,000 just for the camera, nothing else. So actually our director of photography of that movie, her dad was really into 3D technology at that time, like loved it. He was experimenting and he had a camera and she was like, hell, well, my dad's got. We're like, what? Wait, so we can actually make this in real D? Are you kidding? So, she came with the camera, she shot it, and over a week and some struggles and then a few pickup weekends in May of 2012, we made Pork Chop 3D, and that's where Pig Girl really comes out. Pork Chop 2 is called Pork Chop 2 Rise of the Rind because Pig Girl kind of, maybe something's getting alluded to there, and in 3D they kill just like 22 people.
Okay.
Together, he's taught her things. There's some flashback, there's some explanation, but
But they're all really. The reason I like this trilogy, and then now with Pig Girl, and then a lot of my friends who aren't really familiar with the genre have watched them. They obviously are connected, but they're so different. From 1 to then 3D and then Pig Girl. Like I said, same character, same concept, but each movie has a different feel, it has a different look. They really could stand alone.
And that's what I was telling Chris earlier, that you can watch each one of these without having seen the.
Not be confused, enjoy them on their own. Watch the overall arc of that one character. Obviously, kind of ties it all together, but you don't really need that. That's why it's so much fun, because you can just take it in so many different directions.
Yeah. And gosh, it's awesome being Pork Chop's like mutant daughter. I mean,
okay.
Let's be real.
Yes, that's what I want to ask you about next. Who created the Pig Girl character? Whose idea was that?
It was Eamon's.
Okay. And tell us about the character.
Well, basically, Pig Girl is Pork Chop's daughter, and she's learned everything from Pork Chop. She's raised in the woods, I guess, and at the end of Pork Chop 3D, you can actually see what Pig Girl's face looks like.
Okay.
So there's something for people, and that was a really cool appliance to wear that our effects team designed. And the mask of Pig Girl, it's silicone if you haven't seen it, and it's heavy. It's real, it's flesh-like, it has movement, it's creepy as hell, and I think that's what draws people to it. And like when you saw the photo of it on the banner, it's bizarre looking, and it doesn't look like a standard mask that you could just buy in a store. It's silicone.
Well, with Pig Girl too, I mean, obviously Pork Chop was this big, imposing mountain of a man with a pig head, which was just like weird, creepy in itself. But he always had that, just like that large, imposing, characteristic. What you did with Pig Girl, not only with the mask, but the physicality that you put into the role, really gave her that unique thing, because she wasn't just Pork Chop's big, strong, badass daughter who's going to kick your ass. She had this weird physical with the body and the limp. And that was completely different from her father, and just like the big muscular mountain of a man.
Well, and I think what I wanted to do with it, and I got freedom to kind of do what I wanted with how she would walk or limber around or kill people, and I didn't want to copy anybody, but I was like, okay, so I put on the mask and I was in the mirror and I was moving my face around to see what that would look like, and if anything I did would translate, and some of it actually did. And then I went out of the bathroom and then I walked onto the set, And I was like, well, I think I'm gonna like hunch over a little bit because she's supposed to be like kind of a mutant. She's not right. Something's wrong with her in a way, but she still has to have a presence. You don't always have to stand up straight to do that. You can be a little creepier. So when I'm Pig Girl, I kind of hunch over, and I don't walk normally.
Yes.
Kind of one foot kind of drags behind the other, and when I walked on a set of Pork Chop 3D with the mask on and kind of doing that to see if that's what Eamon wanted, everybody got freaked out. And then I was like, I got it. I was like, I got it then. If everybody's reactions are like that strong, and then he was happy with it, I was like, okay, then this is what I'm gonna do. And she's just gonna kind of be a little hunched over and just kind of really creepy.
It's interesting that you would say that because I just finished listening to the panel discussion with Doug Bradley, and someone asked him how he got into the role of Pinhead.
Yeah.
He said originally Clive Barker just gave him some very minimal directions and descriptions of the character, which were not really enough to be Pinhead. And he said once he put the mask on and got in the mirror and moved his face around this way and that and played around with it, he developed the character on his own, and it all came to be what it is. So that's interesting. It sounds like you did the same thing Doug Bradley did.
Yeah. Whoa.
At least the technique. Yes. Yeah. There you go.
But just the huge departure from like the big muscle strength of Pork Chop. You know,
Right.
like looking at Pig Girl, it's like, okay, well, anybody could just overpower this weird skinny foot dragon. You know, it's like, but yet no, it doesn't work that way. You know, so
Right.
it's like this such a complete departure from the.
Yeah, and I think that's
nice.
what we wanted to
Right.
do. Just make a different kind of character, and then it was well received in 3D or the 2D version if you can't watch 3D.
Right.
And people really liked it. They thought it was creepy, and we were like, you know what? Let's make a movie with just Pig Girl. Let's
Right.
just have Pork Chop out of it, and let's do this thing. And see what happens. So we did it last year, 2013 in the fall.
Right.
And then I produced it, and it wasn't long enough once we had edited everything, you know, by December. So February we went back and we added some runtime in, which I think was the best idea, and it's a cool twist at the end of the movie that was well needed.
Yes.
And I don't know, I loved making that film.
Yeah, the next thing I was going to ask you was how you got into the mindset to play the character, this very serial killing, alter ego as a
Maniac.
pig, yes, maniac. And you've just answered some of that, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, already. So were there any other special things you had to do mentally to really become a convincing serial killer? I'm assuming this is the first time you had that type of role.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Well,
hung out with us and
Oh, okay.
right, yeah. It's
murderous
any
rage.
type of
And producing will
thing
do
that I
that
had
to you.
against,
Producing
yeah,
will-
yeah. Talk about a budget, then I'm
Yeah.
there. I'm
Yeah.
in Pig
Then
Girl.
you're ready to kill someone.
No, you know what? A lot of everybody that works on our films does so many different things. And in Pig Girl, I was doing a lot of other things as well. So I didn't like stay away from the actors, because I've heard that before with some folks who are like killers in the movies. They don't try to talk to the actors because they want them to actually be very scared
Yes.
when they show up on screen in the mask or in the makeup. But I didn't have, I couldn't really do that because we're all like cooking food together and trying to just get the shit out, and getting in the mindset of a killer. I didn't want to take it too seriously because there was a lot of other things that needed to be done, but at the same time, when I put on the mask, I felt it.
Yes.
And whether I knew it or not, I mean, I was squinting. I was like gritting my teeth. I was like wielding these weapons. And safety was always a concern for me too. We have prop weapons, but we also have real ones, so I was always a little worried, but I wasn't afraid to kind of go close with a hedge trimmer or with a machete, because I was like, we got to get into this. We need a good reaction from the other side of it. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for it and put all of me into this moment. I'm going to run. I'm going to do whatever is needed to try to be as convincing as I can.
Yes.
As this character. And I mean, I think it played out well.
Well, I mean, just from working with you for the past few years on, you know, the characters we've done. Obviously, this was the first time you played a non-regular person character, but this was the one that I've seen you really just took and she just went with it. Like, this was the one that was so much of her creation from the beginning. I mean, obviously, like I said, you know, it's Eamon's script, it's Eamon's concept, but for the character of Pig Girl, like you said about the pinhead thing, I mean,
yes.
So much of that was her, and even just, you know, I'm watching you put the Pig Girl on and walk around the floor of a con. You know, you immediately, you know, you just really still, this character for you is something different.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's because it really it you know, you can see it on screen, you can see it, you know, in person when you just have it on. It makes a difference when you see somebody who's really connected and really enjoys and loves doing this character.
Good. I'm glad that you showed up randomly right at this moment and said that, because I really hope that people get that. If they see me or, you know, out at a convention or in the film, I really hope that it translates, because I really do love it. It's awesome. If I could be a pig girl for the rest of my life and make a living at it, that would be amazing. Of course.
So for all the Pig Girl fans out there and future Pig Girl fans to come, we might see you walking around a convention somewhere dressed as Pig Girl. Is that true?
That's correct,
Okay.
yes. Actually, the next convention that I will be at, I don't know when this will air, but we're doing a Halloween Fest in Fredericksburg, Virginia. That's coming up this month in October, and also
Okay.
EpicCon in Dayton, Ohio. So I love making appearances at conventions as Pig Girl, because people are creeped out.
Mm-hmm.
They're interested. It's something that
Yes.
they haven't seen. And
It
if you
creeped me
see-
out.
It's so unique. It's such a unique.
And I love, I mean,
Well-
taking photos with people. Like, who would not want to do that?
Well-
That's crazy. Of course, that's like the most awesome thing in the fucking world,
Yeah.
to like pose with people that are like, oh, what? Yeah. And I'm just like, I've got like some hedge clippers or a chainsaw or whatever weapon that we decide to bring that time, and just posing, and, you know, I'm not saying a word, and it's just awesome.
Occasional snort.
Yeah, occasional snort.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets people.
Yeah, just what?
What just
Well,
happened?
it definitely creeped me out, and of course, for anyone who loves horror movies, being creeped out is one of the best feelings you can possibly have. And it's the reason, really, I'm doing this interview, because it caught my attention, and I just said, I've got to interview Pig Girl. So it works, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Chris, for having me on your Space Jockey Reviews show.
Oh,
and,
you're welcome. Thank you.
You know, I appreciate it so much, and I hope that you and everyone else enjoys Pig Girl for a long, long time.
Yes.
Maybe there'll be another. in the
Well, I
future.
have
You
a
never know.
couple of extra questions.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
And
Bring them on.
I wanted to know, for all the gore lovers out there,
Okay.
which there are many of those in the horror niche, how much gore is in Pig Girl? Is it a really gory movie, or is it more an off-camera gore?
It's, well, we won Best Practical Special Effects
Okay.
at Fright Night in August, so that's an honor.
Yes.
And I don't even know, I can't even talk about that right now.
Okay.
But to keep it together, we do practical gore effects. So depending on what you like gore-wise, if you like CG or practical or mix, we do practical.
Mhm.
And everything in Pig Girl is, I believe, on camera. So the first kill is people are getting burned in a tent.
Okay.
And then there's a nice skin peel
Mm.
of flesh that comes down off the hand, and you know, the kids that were partying and having a little good time in the tent, you know, the burn comes down, and
Yes.
that's how the movie kind of kicks off. Kicks off with some TNA and a nice practical effect, and that's what I like to get out of the gate.
Right.
Then it kind of builds the story. The story builds. You're getting a little involved with these people. It's funny. I mean, you got to watch it, so I'm not going to reveal too much. But at the end is when the practical effects really pick up, and then everyone kind of dies.
Yes.
But you know, the gore in Pig Girl is kind of like the gore in all the Chop movies leading up to it. You know, what people will find really fun is that one kill is completely different from the one before it.
Yeah.
And from the one after.
We're not just neck slashing everyone.
Absolutely.
Or
It's totally. I mean, like the scenarios are always going to be different. I mean, I still think that one of my favorite ones is, you know, just a simple game of croquet. And it's like, what the hell just happened to that kid? You know, it's there's so much fun in it, but the kills are all so unique. You know, it really is. You know, that's always, Eamon has always had so much fun with the kill scenes.
Right.
And they really are as gory as they are. You know, like after it's over, and once you're like, whoa, you are kind of like, wow, that was kind of awesome, and it was funny, and it was gory, and it was a little scary, and wow, okay, I like it.
Sounds like a Space Jockey Reviews 10 Rocket movie, maybe. That's a lot of gore.
Geez.
Just on the gore. Who knows?
Okay.
That gore, I don't know. The gore sounds like a 10, maybe. I don't know.
Now, brown cow, now. Okay. There is no, like, Japanese horror, just blood spray for no reason. No, let's be fair. I feel like that might be your Team Rocket.
I know what you mean, and I think that is too excessive. If you've ever seen movies like Tokyo Gore Police,
that's what I'm saying.
Just
it's
ridiculous.
just like, why?
Yes.
Why?
Oh yeah,
because
that's just
reasons.
Because
and
reasons.
It's still good, and I still enjoy that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, but no blood sprays in Pig Girl. We wanted to keep it a little more serious,
and
but
that's best.
it towards the end it turned a little, and then it just became fun. Like, and you know, there's intestines hanging out. People are, I mean, gunshots too.
Okay.
Like it's
one kill is nothing like that.
Yeah.
You're going to be surprised every single scene. That's fun.
And that's what we like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And in the predecessor Pork Chop 3D, I mean, we did 22 kills. Of course, not all are on screen, but most are. Mm-hmm. And it's just practical, bizarre, and fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well, will there perhaps be a Pig Girl 2, or will Pig Girl possibly have some piglets that might grow up and spawn some generations of Pig Girl movies?
Wow.
Or has that just not yet been thought of? Conceived, I should
No,
say.
well, lots of things have been considered. Yeah, we've got a lot of things that we would like to do. Not enough time, and I wish there was more, but we left Pig Girl open for a sequel. So I will leave that there, and I would love to do one if we could.
Okay.
You know, if she has piglets, I don't know. Whoever is gonna
No
be
dates
dealing with Pig Girl and
no dates or any calendar yet. but
yeah,
it's-
right.
it's-
Like well, who's taking Pig Girl on a date is my first question.
Well,
That's a special.
somebody took Chop on
I'm
it.
That,
sure.
well,
place.
no,
I
Chop took someone, and then
there's someone for everyone.
that's true.
I'm sure there'd be plenty
whatever-
of people lining up.
Sure
Yeah.
I'm sure the making of the piglet scene would be something that would be
Right. Whatever twisted,
that would
you
be some
know,
gore for you.
Yeah.
The making of the piglet scene.
whatever twisted shit that Eamon comes up with. I mean, I totally trust him as a director,
Yes.
and he edits this stuff. He knows what's gonna work, and at this point, you know, if he was like, "Hey, we can do Pig Girl 2. Here's how we will do it, and this is what we'll need," and
we can't always count on Eamon to come up with some twisted shit.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
if nothing else in the world, it's like, you know, death taxes. Eamon's got twisted shit, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you working on anything new right now?
Yes, actually, right now I'm working on a film called Steve Death Collector. We did horror film festival in the UK. It's called Sheffield Horror Film Fest, Celluloid Screams Competition, bumper competition. That's a mouthful, I know. But anywho, we did it last year, and they invited us back, and they said, do you want to be a part of this? Here's the kick, though. We give you a title, and you have to make a 1-minute trailer with the title that we give you. So we said, yeah, we're down with that. Like, that's awesome. So, you know, sign us up. They gave us the title, Steve, Death Collector. So then it was up to us to create a 1-minute trailer of something that was set in the late 1980s and put out by a, and I quote, shitty distribution company. So we made that trailer in that vein, and we had a lot of fun doing it, and I said, why the hell not? Let's make this into a feature film. Let's make this into a feature-length film. So right now we are putting on an Indiegogo campaign. We've had a lot of success with crowdfunding before.
Yeah, people always like what's, you know.
And it's basically like you're pre-ordering a DVD. I mean, we always fulfill, we always complete our projects. So it's like you're placing a pre-order, and that helps us, you know,
it's also,
get food on the set and get equipment. And
it also keeps us in check too, because I mean, it's not like we just have an endless supply of money in our own bank accounts that we can just play with. It's like, okay, wow, people are actually, before they've seen this, people like our previous work enough to say, hey, you know what, I want to go ahead and buy the next one before I even see the preview. So that's our motivation to make sure that every one is better than the one before. You know,
right?
It's good motivation.
Yeah, and we're gonna be shooting it in November 2014.
Okay.
And I'm really excited. I'm actually gonna be directing this. I don't know if you know that, but I am.
I didn't know that was official now.
Yeah, it is.
And this will be your the first movie you've directed?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
She's
Yeah.
kind of a pretty badass AD though, so she's done that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. And it's going to be in 3D, and we'll have a 2D version as well. But I really like 3D, and I don't think that it's dead.
Right.
I think that it's very, very 80s too. You know, hey, it's right. Put on your 3D glasses.
Well, especially
right now. It's like, okay, let's put them on.
For this genre, for this genre and for the independent stuff, it's totally different than than mass producing, and James Cameron just saying, why don't we just put that in 3D? It's totally different from what we're doing. It's so much more authentic, and it's just got more of a real feel to it, I think.
Yeah, and it looks better.
And you pay $15 to go see something, but it's.
Well, I'm not saying it looks like James. Let's be clear.
But
Avatar's
you're directing.
But I am directing. But so I'm just saying our 3D looks better.
I'm gonna need you to step up your game.
Okay.
All right.
I'm stepping it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've got you, James Cameron. James.
Yeah.
I call him James, just because that's what we're doing
You're
now.
good like
so.
that. You're cool like that.
Yeah. So watch out for that. Indie 3D horror. Where is it? It's right here.
Okay. Okay, Missy, I have a few questions to get to know you better personally that have little or nothing to do with filmmaking.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Those are the best.
Okay,
Go
I'm going to go inside.
Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, Missy.
Hey, leave me up here, though. There's only 20.
An opener.
Fail.
Is there an opener inside?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Right?
There's not.
Are you kidding me?
What? We don't drink fancy beer.
I'm going to have to work on this.
Well, one day when we're on the 25th
I'm going to
floor,
call room service again.
just call them. Just call them up. Just dial them. See what's going on.
Hello.
All right. So, my favorite foods? No, I'm just. Or we could. I don't know.
Well, we will. We will. Actually, that was my
That's
second
fun.
question.
Really? Okay.
First question, or we can make that the first, but okay, we can. If you were planning to prepare your favorite food for your favorite guest, what would be on the menu?
Okay. Can I just go weird with it? Like a lot of stuff?
Please be weird.
Okay.
You are Pig Girl.
Well, that's true. I do like to
is
eat, so
yes.
okay.
And
Okay, for my favorite guest, and we're sharing a meal or whatever, I would like a nice New York strip, medium, and I will cook it. I love grilling. So I like meat, and if we can get a medium steak that's perfectly cooked and it's a good cut of meat, then that's awesome. Secondly, oh thanks, I love crab rangoons.
Oh, okay.
They're deep fried, it's cheesy, it's awesome. Steak, crab rangoons. I also like Mexican. So, a little queso cheese dip with some chips. Delicious. Not nutritious, but it's delicious. So,
Okay.
we're gonna have that. And a nice salad, anything that's fresh, throw in some vegetables. But we gotta have some meat, we gotta have some fried food, and some healthy on the side. That would be like my perfect meal.
Okay.
Oh,
sounds
wait,
great.
no. And stuffed shells. I like Italian. Or a nice
Okay.
lasagna.
Excellent choices.
Throw it all in. What about you? I'm just curious.
Definitely it would be something Italian.
What's your favorite Italian?
My favorite Italian is just spaghetti, but I do fix this pretty good stuffed manicotti
Oh,
dish,
see, that's what I'm talking
which
about. Like stuffed shells,
is
manicotti. It's almost the
unusual for me to be able to do, so that's the one I always default to when I'm,
I like that.
yes, really?
Yo, manicotti is delicious.
Oh, well, I rarely ever meet anyone who has manicotti
Shut
as a
up.
favorite dish, so this was the first.
Yeah, I named about 5, but I think
Okay.
that it still counts.
Yes, it does. It sure does. Absolutely. If you could play your favorite character in your favorite movie, what would the movie and the character be? And why, if you'd like to tell us.
Oh gosh, my favorite character, favorite movie. Well, I don't know if you can top a pig girl. I don't know, because killing people in a film is so much fun and it's bizarre and it's like an iconic thing to do. Like, I don't know if I could ever play a character that would stand out more than the lead killer.
Yes.
Because you kind of root for the killer, but you kind of don't. So you're on their side, but you're not. But you think they're cool at the same time because Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, I love all those guys. But they're killing people.
Yes.
So I don't know if I would, if there's an expansion of Pig Girl or another killer type character, I would love to play something like that. I like creepy, masked villains or twists. So if I could get involved in a project that wouldn't be my own,
Yes.
I would definitely love to do killing, stunt work, and things like that. I'm more interested in producing and directing. So if I was to do more acting, it would probably be, some like weird drug addict type, just psychotic, really gritty, not made up, not attractive, something really bizarre that really doesn't maybe fall into the horror genre, but
Yes.
it's more maybe dramatic and just fucked up.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
I would say that would be really fun
Yes.
to get into something like that.
I think that sounds like a great answer. I would expect that from Pig Girl. Yes.
Well, I mean, we wallow in the mud. I mean,
There you go.
Gotta
There
get
you
weird.
go. You've got to be weird. I just would have been disappointed if it had not been a little bit weird. If you could interview anyone who is alive or not alive, who would that be and why?
Let me ponder it.
That's always a tough question for everyone.
I might interview these people over here
Oh.
that are.
Why do you have to be like this?
So I would probably interview. What do you mean, like in
Have a
film?
jacket. I have my get a jacket on.
Okay. We will re-ask the question.
Yes, we will re-ask the question. Okay. Okay, Missy, if you could interview anyone, who would it be? this could be a person who is alive or not.
Okay, if I could interview anyone, I'm really big into history. I've always loved history, and I think I would go for, you know, like a Thomas Edison or an Abraham Lincoln type, just because they were so influential.
Yes.
And, you know, Thomas Edison, he's got some great quotes, like, you know, never give up type of inspiring things, because at times when you're messing with your inventions and things like that, they're not working, never give up. Those kind of things help me out when, you know, we're making independent films and things aren't really going your way. And it's like, look at how much can get accomplished from the past, from, you know, great heroes, or just from, you know, someone else that's making an independent film. If you keep that spirit there and you don't give up, I think that anything is possible. So just to get in their brain and pick it a little bit, like, did you think that ending, you know, like, did you think the Emancipation Proclamation was something that was going to work out for you? You would get some backlash. I mean, just to be like
Yes.
a weird journalist at that time and be like, how does it feel to change the world? Like, number one, that's because they did.
Yes.
I mean, to talk to great leaders of the past, that would be, because they inspire me, you know, to keep going and to just, you know, not give up on stuff that you believe in and that you want to do.
Yes. Good answer again. Okay, last question.
I know that's a boring answer, Chris.
No, that's a great answer. It's always great when you want to know the thinking behind a great mind like that.
Yeah.
It's,
you can only learn.
Right.
You know, so that's probably why I would
Yes.
want to learn something and just try to keep it with me.
Right.
Travel with it.
Absolutely. Good answer. Okay, last question. Since this is Space Jockey Reviews,
Okay.
I always ask this one.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, get ready. Put on your seatbelts. Okay. Rocket boosters ready. Okay.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
If you could go anywhere in the universe, and since this is Space Jockey Reviews, that includes other planets.
Ooh.
If you could go anywhere else, where would you go and why?
Wait. So if I could go anywhere else, where would I go? Can I go back in time?
Sure, absolutely.
Can I go?
Yes.
I think I
Yes.
might like just jump in the TARDIS. Honestly,
Wow.
I would just jump in the TARDIS and let the Doctor decide.
Wow. Now I just have to shake your hand and make a connection here with that. Yes, that is absolutely.
That's it.
I love Doctor Who. So yes, TARDIS.
I would just jump in because you know what?
Time and relative dimensions in space.
There's a lot of places you could go. Who knows? I don't know them all. So let somebody that does take me.
Yes, okay.
And let's have like an awesome adventure. Pig Girl could be the new companion.
All right, yes, Pig Girl.
I don't know.
Pig Girl in the TARDIS.
Right.
You can strike a deal with BBC on that.
Yeah, right. No, that would be fun though. That would be my ultimate adventure.
Yeah, okay. Well, Missy, this has been a truly out-of-this-world interview, which Space Jockey Reviews always loves. And is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Well, thank you so much, Chris, for having me on Space Jockey Reviews. I appreciate it. And it was great to meet you.
Yeah.
And I hope that everyone out there, you watching or listening, continues to support independent film, and you just continue to like being entertained.
Yes.
That's why we do this. Life is hard, life is difficult, and as Joan Rivers once said, if you can make somebody laugh, do it.
Okay.
So that's what I would want to leave you with.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here. For all the listeners out there, please check Space Jockey Reviews for links to anything Pig Girl we can find, and we will keep you up to date with whatever extra adventures Pig Girl has in
Space,
her
time, and
space, time,
movies.
movies, wherever it is. Okay, well, thank you so much, Missy, for being
Thank you.
here.
Seriously.
Thank you. So
Thanks.
give a wave to the audience there. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Filming at this time, but okay. And then you can hold that thing up too if you want to hold that. Anytime, not now, but I mean,
Yeah,
you
and
want
if
to
it
grab it up
if
or
everything sucks, then we'll
Yeah,
just cut
okay.
to this shot.
Okay. Yeah.
Pig Girl.
Okay.
That's me.
Now.
And I'm gonna look at you.
Okay.
So
Good. Okay.
Is that gonna work?
That is gonna work. That is gonna work. Yeah.
Do I look silly?
No. Oh no, not at all. Make sure I don't have this too low. I hate to do this again, but make sure.
I might move a little, so.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So I'll give you some headroom there.
What's up, Chris?
Okay. Yes.
What's up, miss?
Hey, Pig Girl. Okay.
Hey, we're hanging out.